under financing cash flow. Apparently, they haven't paid any dividends. Let me make sure that's the case. Yeah. Hence, retention ratio is equal to 100% or 1. All right. There's no requirement that a company pays dividends. Google, for example, hasn't paid dividends since they were established, but I think they're going to start paying soon. It's been about 27 years since Google was established. So IGR equals, since retention ratio is 1, IGI equals ROA, 1 minus ROA, which is 10.82% divided by 1 minus 10.82, which is 12.13%. So if Netflix doesn't issue new equity or borrow, next year the maximum growth you can expect to see is 12.13%. That, of course, assumes that ROA is going to remain constant. Of course, if that changes, they could grow faster or smaller. That doesn't necessarily mean that firm is going to grow that much. That is the maximum they can grow. And 31.57%. If they're going to keep the same debt equity ratio, they could grow as fast as 46. These are not predictions of how much the firm will grow. They're predictions about the upper limit on how much the firm could grow under certain conditions. All right. Let's talk about the last topic in this chapter. Price multiples. Do you guys know what I mean by price multiples, or have you heard about the expression? These are financial ratios that has price per share or market cap as numerator, as part or all of the numerator. So I'm going to call price per share generically P. You guys know what I mean by market cap? That's short for market capitalization. It's basically value of the company uh, uh, at the current share price, which is P times number of shares outstanding. For example, if I go to Netflix stats, they have 429 and some change million in shares, but each share is worth 700 something. I think that was the case yesterday. Yeah. So if you multiply them, where is the market cap? Oh, right here. It's worth over $302 billion. Yeah, about one tenth of Apple or Microsoft, if you think about it. Now, the most famous and widely used price multiple is the price earnings ratio, also known as the PE ratio. Let me check something here. As the name suggests, PE ratio is price per share divided by earnings per share or EPS. You could also write it as market cap divided by earnings, which is called 12-month earnings. We make a point of using 12-month earnings for two reasons. One of them is convention. Sorry, anyway, I'll take care of that later. We want to express things in annual terms. And two, if you calculated PE using only quarterly earnings, that would have created some seasonality issues. Let's look at Netflix, for example. I mean, this seasonality is more prevalent in companies like Apple, but let's see. On the 3 month ending at the end of 2023, Netflix made $8.8 billion in revenue, but first quarter 9.3, second quarter 9.5. Some of that may be growth, but certain companies have seasonality. For example, Apple has their best quarter in the fourth calendar quarter. Why? They come up with their new models and new products, typically at the end of September. You know, the Christmas, Hanukkah, holiday, Kwanzaa, whatever, end of semester period where people spend money, right? Oddly enough, you know, if Christmas was in July, second quarter probably would have been the best quarter for Apple. So it's not because of winter or anything like that. Because of that, you don't want to calculate PE using quarterly. Otherwise, the PE you get using the fourth quarter is very different from PE using the third quarter, even though nothing much changed about the company. So we always use some sort of 12-month period. And there are many types of PE ratios we can calculate depending on the period to which EPS refers. One of them is called trailing PE, and we're going to abbreviate that to TPE. That's price divided by